Chicago, third largest city in the country, with the largest seating capacity left in the playoffs. Welcome to the Stanley Cup Playoffs, Game 7, presented by Geico. At United Center, a dramatic way to fill 22,000 sitting and standing spots. A best of one. Western Conference semifinal, Chicago Blackhawks and Detroit Red Wings. Fourth Game 7 for Jimmy Howard, won the last one 17 days ago in Anaheim. 13 goals only allowed in the series. Second Game 7 for Corey Crawford, lost the last one, but that was 2 years ago in Vancouver. 12 goals, only 12 allowed in the series. Jonathan Toews will start with his line. Pavel Datsyuk will start with his line. No practice till Friday for one. No practice till training camp for the other. It is Detroit's to play first off of Franzen, and a very quick change. Zetterberg comes out to go against Toews. Zetterberg stepped in the way of that one, pushed it to Hjalmarsson for Chicago's defense. Popped it to Oduya, hurries it up the boards off of Sharp, and it careened on back. No icing in Kronwall. Watched there by Kane, fell but played it to Abdelkader, tried to direct it on. Follow up from Zetterberg, gets it as far as center, and it can be corralled there by Hjalmarsson, and he's able to drop it on back to Oduya, and the Blackhawks make a change. Put off of Brunner, taken by Seabrook. Seabrook and Keith reunited for Game 5. Blackhawks have not lost since. Bickle tried to play further, stood up by Smith. Brought on by Pronik and saved by Howard.
Real good effort by Brian Bickle along those boards. When you think of Game 7, sometimes there might be that nervous energy to get that puck, that first save under your belt.
Here is Nyquist trying to chase it down and coming across and taking him out as Leddy, and a drive went off of Crawford. The first strong chance of the game from Detroit, Anderson and Nyquist. And then Anderson stepped into Bolin. Battling Kindle. Up the boards away from Nyquist. A shot by Leddy was stopped and sent back on for Brunner. Brunner able to march ahead and bounce one in on Crawford, who bounced it further for Leddy to take. Pursued by Miller. Nick Leddy able to step to center and take his own pass. He's got Toews breaking, and a shot save, and a rebound, and another save by Howard. On for Eves. Duels with Hjalmarsson, coming by with it now as Smith fed one around in front. Save made by Crawford. Emerton is stopped, and at the other end, Howard was brilliant too.
How about the play by Nick Leddy? Bounce the puck off the boards and then pick it up yourself and create the chance at the other end. Beautiful pass from Leddy to himself, and then Jonathan Toews with a second chance opportunity. Terrific stop from Howard.
On this tie-up, it's brought back ahead now by Keith. Moves up in a 3-on-2 to Stallberg on the wing. Stallberg, a shot that's blocked away by Kronwall. Tried to dish it behind it and popped right out in front, and then is left behind for a chop back into Howard. And retreating to the bench after letting that one go, it's Stallberg.
What a hit by Duncan Keith. The defenseman jumped in on Nicholas Kronwall.
Shot directed to the corner. Pivoting along with that is Jonathan Toews. Blackhawks captain able to emerge to center. Laid it back over for Leddy, who steps ahead. Nick Leddy holds, sent one along. Kane with it there, and a shot ricocheted off someone in front, went wide. The Red Wings start back out. Nyquist very deliberately fired one that was tricky for Crawford, but he blocked it aside. Rosenwall able to play it along behind to Leddy. Pretty aggressive forechecking hit by Patrick Eves there for Detroit. Meanwhile, this one sent too far for the reach of Emerton and laid back out again by Leddy. A no-look drive from center by Keith. Keith retrieves this one now as the shots are 6-4 and a penalty is coming up.
Duncan Keith's going to get it. Dan O'Rourke caught him on a trip. Abdelkader was going to the net, and Dan O'Rourke caught him tripping Abdelkader.
Mike Milbury talked about the emotion of getting a hit in early, trying to relieve some of the pressure that way. Here's Zetterberg feeding back on this power play to Kronwall, then over to Datsyuk and a shot, and that one went off the glass. Careen back on for Zetterberg. Zetterberg walks it on. Shot one that is deflected up and out of play.
Good stick there from Johnny Oduya.
Cleary had it poked away by Oduya. Up the boards, up for grabs. Spun back across to Kindle. Karam's one over. Then it's fed by Franzen to Brunner. Brunner with a shot, and that one blocked up high.
I think that was Oduya again.
He has a couple of significant blocks on this penalty kill. It's got a half a minute still to go. All Detroit territorially now. Laid by Cleary, onto the back. Drive! And that one blocked around in front. Scramble for it, but Crawford is on it. Standing ovation for him. In the last 3/4 of a century, 148 Game 7s, the home team was 60% of the win. Not overwhelming. Stolberg turning with that. Firing one. Pass stop Howard. Rebound poked by Howard out in front. Taken there and hustled toward the net by Stolberg, and will get a penalty coming up.
One of those 50-50 pucks, and Victor Stolberg comes up with it. Just firing right to the net. Andrew Shaw gets taken down. Brandon Saad is in front of the net. Power play coming for the Hawks.
It's a bad sign when both officials put their arm up at the same time. Face-off play that you always talk about, Eddie, get a little bit of help, and it's all those red sweaters getting to the net. Penalty to Joakim Anderson, who's the man that took the initial draw.
Lob back in again, and Carlo Poliakovo back defensively for Detroit. Ridden off and then tripped up on the play as Smith. Play continues, though. Burrowing in now is Drew Miller for Detroit. Reaching in as Smith, taking it along as Saad, and he steps away. Tried to lead it back to Keith, who got there and threw one in front. That one cut off and steered along by Poliakovo, but taken further by Andrew Shaw. Shaw with a wraparound attempt that's blocked by Howard and covered, and play is stopped. More changes. Bolin lost it. Nyquist brings it ahead. Has Anderson with him. Peels off and swings one that was blocked and then bounced back along by Bolin. Chasing it down is Quincy. Tumbling, trying to draw a penalty was Frolik. The fans are on his side.
Good effort by Marcus Kruger on that turnover by David Bolin, but Nyquist got the puck. Outstanding effort by Kruger.
Eves swung one that was steered wide by Leddy. Coming out is Shaw. Along is Eriksson. He went down. Meanwhile, carried on back and Saad. Backhands one. Save! Scrapping for it there. Stolberg on another try. Would not work for Shaw. Stolberg turning with it now. Shaw in quite a fencing match at the front with Smith. Red Wings take over. Able to bounce a pass along. But it is turned over to the Hawks again. And here's Saad twisting a backhander that wound up going wide. Lost by Kane. Sparred for there, and Saad able to curl all the way around and beat it on back for sharp shot. Blocked in front by Kronwall. Handled by Zetterberg. 2 seconds and 1. 20 in the books. Shots were 13-11. Chicago. Nothing to enter on the score sheet. Game 7s between Detroit and Chicago in basketball. The Bulls won at home in '74. The Pistons at home in '90. This is the third time there's been a Game 7 between Detroit and Chicago in hockey. The road team won the prior ones. Detroit in '64, Chicago in '65. And Cubs fans probably won't want you to... Well, anyway, here it comes. The Tigers beat the Cubs in the '45 World Series in a Game 7. That was at Wrigley Field. Turning with it now is Sharp. Angled it on back to Oduya. Wristed one off Sharp's stick. It goes to Kronwall's possession. Up the boards taken though by Kane. Watched by Franzen. Kane drifts to the outside. Open alley. And a shot is turned right back out again. Zetterberg able to get that and backhanded out to center. This is the period of the long change in the Red Wings defense. Doing that right now. Motoring back in is Sharp. Dropped it back off around Hossa. And then to Sharp. He stops.
As you mentioned, Doc, the long change in the second period for both teams. Quick little up. Sharp to Hamzuns to Hossa, over to Sharp. No chance for Jimmy Howard.
Kronwall and Eriksson slow getting off, and you're right, Eddie, no chance. The long change is tough, but the skill of the Hawks right there. And for Patrick Sharp, he can decompress just a little bit. For a goal scorer to score in a game like this, really important.
Kane able to turn with this one now for Chicago. Moves back in. Here's Kane delaying to the outside and pivots. Red Wings with time to work on him as this comes across now for Leddy. Drop back in for Bolin, chased down by Kindle and shove, and Nyquist can step by. Laid back on for Brunner's stick. Brunner has trouble finessing his way by Roosevelt. Two of them test yet again. Help arrives. It is Miller. Up the boards, but kept and thrown by Emerton wide. Backhanded along by Smith, taken by Miller. Backhanded back in again, stepping around behind and sweeping it in front for Emerton. Shot that's stopped by Crawford.
2 times Corey Emerton in this game, Eddie's had chance down low, and 2 times Corey Crawford shut him down.
Beautiful little cycle below the goal line from our Crown Royal RoboCam Drew Miller to Damian Brunner. There's Corey Emerton. Beautiful pickup off the skate to the stick, but shoots it right in the midsection of Corey Crawford.
Hjalmarsson fed one, and Kruger not able to clear. Abdelkader pushed it back along again, tucked on back to him. Abdelkader angles it back, and Kronwall has it there. Gives on to Zetterberg. They change places. Led back on now to Datsuk. Kronwall a shot. Ricocheted around in front. It may have glanced off Abdelkader. Meanwhile, it popped along and can be carried back up by Brolik. He picks up Kruger along with him. Brolik crosses, shoots, and that one blocked wide. And it may have glanced off of Datsuk. He forced it along, unable to knife it down with Quincy. Sent back along again, Hossa. They work it out wide and across to Keith. Duncan Keith has Seabrook there. Gives it back to Keith. That was right on the line, but he held. And then Seabrook, and then on to Hossa. Hossa steps in, Taves with a shot that is blocked away by Quincy. Poked on back to Quincy, tries to clear, cannot. Shaw in the way, but now it's helped along for the clear back down by Eves. Caden Sevens can be mysterious. 6 Hall of Famers look back on their career that they actually lost a Game 7. Here's Bickle a shot, and that one blocked right back. Taken by Bolin, back to Bickle, and another shot is blocked to the glass. Jabbed out there, trying to work it with Bolin. Stood off by Kronwall, and then Kronwall got in another player's way. It was Bickle.
Great effort there by Nicholas Kronwall. First on Bolin, then on Bickle.
Anderson got it out, flicked on a cross by Cleary. Zetterberg able to fire it back around, and it went away from the stick of Crawford. Cleary took the hit, got it along. Sent further by Anderson, hunted down by Zetterberg. Puck came loose to Cleary. Cleary shoved it to the back. Pitched on a cross now to Eriksson. Moves in, fires! Knocked down in front and then finessed wide on the backhand. That came from Anderson in the last 6. Cleary delays with 2 seconds to go. And after 2, it is still a 1-goal game. Game 7s are the stuff of greatest glories or long nightmares. The regular season best in this one against the lowest survivor, yet a dice roll in Game 7. A healthy, vibrant powerhouse against the struggling, skating wounded, but either can win a Game 7 as evidenced by history. Great natural talents trumped by crossbars. It has happened too. What will we have in the 3rd period? Will this be the last or the first of more? Icing begins at 9 seconds in. Taves and Zetterberg for this draw. Chopped at by Nyquist. It's squibbed in front and can be read and played by Oduya. Popped as far as center, guided right back on again by Smith. Pushed on through, and ahead comes Nyquist. Nyquist finessed it across, they score! Zetterberg, and the game is tied.
Mike Babcock saw what Gustav Nyquist has done in this series with his speed and his skill, Eddie, and it made a difference right here.
Well, the decision by this man right here, Johnny Oduya. He thinks he can get this puck, but look at the numbers coming in behind the arrow. Chipped by Cleary, here comes Nyquist. Zetterberg gets to the outside, and Corey Crawford never moved on this play. Watch Crawford, the goalie. Watch this. He never moves. He just gets locked in, and Zetterberg has a wide open net.
Off this tie-up, the Hawks have it, and so Hossa can bring it ahead and lay it across to Bickle, and they can get it changed defensively. Bickle's shot is handled by Howard, and a strong shot it was.
Good help there from Marian Hossa off that faceoff that was in behind Henrik Zetterberg. You get into these scrums right here, you can talk all you want, but you better have your hands down. This is not a time and a place to take a pop at somebody, so discipline is so important at this stage of the game.
And I don't think you need to waste that energy right now.
Kruger pushed it on. Frolik couldn't get there. Jammed on by Kindle. Taken by Emerton. Moves in with Miller, and a shot turned aside by Crawford. Hunted down by Eaves. Oh, and he's run into there by Frolik. Pumped up high now for Miller. Lobbed it around behind, and it's Keith in traffic there. Jabbed loose by Emerton. Emerton shoved down. Getting to it is Seabrook. Emerton able to come up with it, kick it along. Emerton is off of Frolik to the back. Cronwall a shot. Oh, and that was blocked down. Still they battle for it. Getting back to his feet, Kruger seems to be okay. Cronwall again, the opposite side. Here's Eriksson delaying now. Tried to throw one in front. Players were all around, and it ricocheted behind. Back up the boards it comes, and so again, it's Cronwall circling and recoiling for another try.
What a shot block there from Marcus Kruger.
Thrown back off by Bruner, but not out. Saad with a shot that is blocked wide. Now the pressure to Chicago. Led to the back. It comes to Roosevelt. Fires, and that one went wide. Chased down by Shaw. Rattled around behind. Stallberg could not reach. Roosevelt moving on further with it. Centered one. Oh, and then a collision between Howard and one of the Blackhawks. And play continues. Another shot, and Howard got out to spike it away. And now the net is dislodged. My goodness. 4:48 to go. Third period of play. But now Saad the outside. Saad swept it across, but into the path of Zetterberg. Saad stepped into him. Zetterberg went down. It's trickled back on now to Shaw. Shaw holding, dealt it back to Hjalmarsson. Score! And they are waving it off. No goal.
The building does not realize that this goal had been waved off in behind. Couple things to watch. Right here in front of the Red Wing bench, and then watch this official. As the play is developing in this area, watch what happens behind the play. Referee Stephen Walkham is going into that pile, and he is waving with his hands, making a safe call.
It is coincidental minor penalties with 1:47 left in the third period. At a moment just before the goal was scored, and so it will remain 1-1. It is Seabrook stepping to it there. Fired it around behind off of Taves' stick. Taves still dueling there with Eriksson. Taves trying to work his way to the front. Shoved down by Eriksson. Got it back to Keith. Led over to Seabrook, and the shot deflected wide. Stepping to this now is Datsuk. A minute and a quarter. Nice drag by Datsuk to get some more room. Enters the zone. Dropped it back off for Franzen. And Franzen trying to work his way along. Able to protect and then get it to the back. Smith the drive. Oh, a headhunter got the glass. Franzen able to turn it back along, and it's Kindle up with it there. Shoots one. Blocked in front. Rebound. Still they battle, and Crawford able to poke it ahead. Ahead with it now is Kane in a 3-on-2. 52 to go in the third period. Back to Keith. The Kane shot. Blocked and then covered by Howard. A dozen left to go. Hjalmarsson, who scored the one that was canceled, trickled that to the corner, and it is Smith to take it, and we're down to the last 5. One try by Anderson, blocked away by Crawford, and we will need overtime.
And here we are in overtime.
4 against 4 for 5 more seconds. Datsuk twists it around behind. Stepping to it right away is Franzen. Laid it on, but it is taken by Kane, and a long toss comes in on Howard. Quincy tried to backhand it along. Settled down through a lot of traffic by Datsuk and shoved over to Cronwall. Won by Datsuk on back to Cronwall. Sent behind for Franzen. Delays. Pushed it off the back of the cage. Swept it angularly. Back now for Eriksson. Rattled around behind. Franzen has it. He's got a man in front. That one floated down. Pushed on goal, and a save made by Crawford as Abdelkader was trying to free it. Cronwall steps to this one. Flipped one that went off the stick of Frolik. Played back onto Seabrook. Shifting from defense to offense, Chicago. That one gloved down by Eriksson. Filtered ahead now, and Nyquist, oh my, he's run into by Bolin. Right back ahead comes Seabrook with a shot. He scores!
Well, the big hit by David Bolin. There's Bolin. And then the eventual goal scorer is going to work himself into that area, and that's Brent Seabrook. The hit, picks up the puck, and Seabrook comes in, takes a quick wrist shot right over the glove of Jimmy Howard. The neutral zone, not a lot of room all night long. Seabrook finds it. Quick little wrister, skate left, shoot right. And the reaction from the Blackhawk bench.